do podiatry, don't sell me podiatry. Tell me what I do. That's where the marketer has to really know the place you want to sell to. And when you're talking a system structure, knowing what's involved in a system and where the system has put its bulk of energy, I think there's a possible way of connecting.
Now, Marianne, I should tell you, I should emphasize that I'm not trying to sell you anything. I don't even know.
Somebody will be.
No, I don't even know if this exists, and I agree with you. Somebody may be,
right.
If you. What I'm trying to focus on, though, and I think you're exactly right by what your explanation there of 300 video programs is sort of vague and unclear what it means to you. But what I'm trying to get a sense of is of these products, like here's product 1, here's product 2 with the videos, and let's assume they're good videos. They're good. They're okay.
Yeah, they're going to be good.
Yeah, and here's product 3 with product 3 has sort of a fairly sophisticated engagement kind of approach. So what I'm trying to do is get a sense of, where the focus should be in terms of developing these products. If you were in charge of whatever this company is, should they add videos to their existing, maybe they have an existing, good quality patient education library, or should they go right to an engagement thing? Will people want engagement if they can just get by with videos? You know what I mean?
Go to the third one. Let me read that. Can I read the third one?
Oh, yes. Let me get to the third. Okay. So the third one there. Check that. What?
So you're moving from the patient being a receptacle of knowledge to interactivity.
Yes.
At interactivity, you're able to bring in the engagement focus. I wanted that here. I tried to get that in our model and was unsuccessful with it because it wasn't integrated with anything else. We developed a process for 5 questions in order to see if we could look at that relevant data inputs patient surveys. But they had no other reason to interact with the screen, so we couldn't get its usage. What this does is it says that there's another reason to interact with the screen. What I see here is the effort to make the screen your friend, the patient's friend. And that's possible if you go beyond one or the other. So merging the two, I think, makes some sense.
Because
I think you would get greater usage. One or the other, you won't get usage. So I would challenge the designer to say, what else could we get in here? So, for instance, you get a CT done today. They hand it to you. It's not like it's a great big secret anymore. Is there a place there for me to access more about myself than this? I don't know. I'm just talking.
Well, this patient education and engagement stuff on the left, one could imagine not just being available through the patient portal, but potentially by email or mobile phone, right? And I guess, I don't know what else one could put through this interface guess one could put
Well,
these engagement programs right
if
through.
you're attached to the patient portal, there's other additional information that exists in there about scheduling your appointments, etc.
Right, and the hospital puts that in there, right?
The hospital puts that in there, or the doctor's office puts it in there.
Right.
So the question would be, how does this interface beyond the hospital into that broad-based continuum of care? Majority of the patients go home. I'm not talking about extended care patients or whatever, but if this would be something that shows up at the doctor's office as well as at the hospital, and that interface would be accomplished, I think that would be good.
So, scale of 1 to 10, how likely do you think you'd be to buy one of these if they developed it? If you could make the decision on your own?
Depending on cost.
Okay. Well, put cost aside for a moment. I'm trying to get a sense of how attractive these things are.
It would pique my interest. I would like to see a demo.
If this one, Concept 1, cost $100, how much do you think Concept 2 would cost?
$500.
What would Concept 3 cost?
$200.
I'm sorry?
I would say $200 to $300 at the most.
So Concept 2 would cost more?
Right. 100, 300, 500.
Okay. Would there be any, and I think you mentioned this, would there be any usefulness to having the engagement piece without these documents, just on its own?
Can you go back? I've lost you. Okay, wait, I found you again.
I'm looking at this engagement thing. I'm wondering if they maybe should think about building just this on its own, on the right, without the left.
Probably. I think I'm looking at it and put my hand over the other side, and would I be interested in this? I would say yes.
Okay. Okay. Oh.
So why would I say yes? Because
why would you
one
say
is
yes?
future focused and the other is ho-hum.
See, okay, now let me argue with you, because I'm looking on this right side and I'm not seeing every piece of patient education that the nurse might need, right? 300 interactive programs will be lovely, but the patient just needs something that explains, I don't know, you twisted your ankle and we've wrapped it up and you're going to go home, and maybe there's a handout on what's a twisted ankle. I don't know, something simple. You probably do them by the hundreds, thousands.
Right.
So you don't need you don't need an interactive program about it. Maybe you just need something simple. That's why I was just wondering I think that's the thinking here, is that this fleshes out the offering, but maybe that's not happening going forward.
Or maybe you put it down at the bottom right after the EMR right back. Maybe you put it in there what the foundational documents are, and that's the ability to print more routine types of education required.
Marianne, a couple more things, and then we're done, and thank you so much. So we have reputable content provider, and